everyone. Alright, so let me show you how to actually gain access or early access to Metahuman. So if you check the link in the description, it'll take you over to this web page. So just sign in with your Epic Games account and then you'll be able to click on request access. I think it asks for your email address, and then it takes about a day or two for them to send an email back to you, which basically congratulates you for gaining access to Metahuman. And in that email, you'll be able to click on launch Metahuman Creator, and Metahuman basically functions within your web browser. So when you click on that link, it'll open it up in the web browser, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. Alright, so once you've been granted access to metahumans, this is the first thing that you're going to be greeted with. So you'll have all of these preset metahumans on the left hand side, and that's going to be your starting point. You can also click on this icon over here, and that's going to show you how much time you have left. So they're basically allowing everyone to use metahumans right now for 1 hour, and then you can request access again. But this is going to be your starting point, so you can choose any of these templates and it will take you to the editor. So I'm going to go ahead and select this character called Bernice. So you can see it's going to go ahead, load her in. And if you use the middle mouse button on your scroll wheel, you can actually orbit and rotate around your character like this. So it might be a little bit laggy. I actually don't know exactly how this is being streamed. It's probably off like some really powerful computer being streamed to the browser. But there we go. We can zoom in also with your mouse wheel, and you can see just the level of quality and detail on these metahumans is absolutely incredible. We've got skin and paw detail, we've got a peach fuzz on the characters, which are these small hairs. You can see it really looks fantastic, and one of the hardest aspects to get right with 3D human characters are the eyes, and I think these eyes look really fantastic. And of course we've got some fantastic grooming going on here as well with the hair, and this just looks really good. We even got some subsurface scattering over here, and just the overall skin texture looks superb. So I'm going to start with Bernice, and I'm going to click on next, and that'll take me over to the editor. So as soon as you go over to the editor, you can see it starts playing this animation, and you can zoom in, zoom out, and see everything playing in real time, which is incredible. So some really fantastic stuff going on over here. You can see the face ROM as well, where it does some additional animations for the face, and you can see all of those blend shapes being used as well. So really cool stuff going on over here. Now there is some hotkeys that you can see on the right hand side as well that shows you how to orbit. You can toggle between the face with the one on your keyboard, or body camera, torso, but I'm just using my middle mouse button, so just the scroll wheel to orbit. That's all that I really need, and I'm just zooming in and out. So let's start immediately. You'll see over here we can change the lighting in our scene. Studio, I think, gives it the best overall look with the lighting, but you can also choose an indoor scene. So these are definitely HDRIs. This has been lit with an HDRI, and you can see we've got an outdoor scene as well, and a silhouette. Right, so you can see how your character's proportions and all of that reads from a silhouette, which is really nice. But I'm just going to leave this on I'm going to leave that on studio. And you can also switch between the different cameras over here, or you can choose the render quality. So if you've got a nice powerful GPU, you can even go to ray traced. Now obviously this might slow down your computer depending on your hardware. And then the level of detail, so by default LOD 0 is the highest level of detail for this character, and you can go all the way down to LOD 7. So this is usually what's used in mobile games, and yeah, this this looks crazy right now, but it's cool that you can switch between the different LODs. You can see over here we can even view this with a clay material, which is cool. You can toggle that off and on. We can hide the hair for the sake of performance, because the hair, this metahuman groom and hair that's been used actually really takes a hit on the performance. So if you need to hide that, you can do that, and then obviously that's just to toggle the hotkeys. So you can see over here on the left hand side, very simple UI. Let's start with blend. So this is a super cool feature. You can actually blend between 3 different metahumans. So if I go ahead and actually stop the animation right now, you have to stop the animation. Right, so let's say I want to blend, I want to maybe take some features from Ada, and then I want some additional features from Bess, and let's see who else, and maybe some features from Danielle. So once that's all been placed on this blend, It's going to bring up all of these white dots. Now you'll see as I left click over here, the center point is going to be our original character Bernice, but when I move to the left hand side, I'm basically blending these eyebrow features now with our character Ada. And the same applies if I'm going to the other side as well. So really cool stuff how you can blend all of these features. So if I wanted Ada's lips, I can just simply do that. So a great way to add some more variety to these characters just by blending between different metahumans. Now you'll see at the bottom there's some other options as well. So we're using blend. If I go to move, you can see I can choose different parts of the character's face as well. So if I click and drag on these ears, I can also shape them however I want them to be. So I can flare them out, and you can see it's got like all of those anchors on there. So this is like a super advanced character creator, something that I've personally never seen. Like this would definitely be the most advanced character creator in a video game if this was intended to be for a video game. But obviously this is going to be used for video games, but you can see you can just shape and adjust those features really quickly and easily. And then the sculpting feature gives you even more control. You have all of these smaller dots on the character, so just giving you some finer control over how you want to shape different elements of your character as well. So really fantastic stuff going on here. It's really in depth, and obviously you can click on preview to see what your character actually looks like after all of those changes. Now we can move over to skin, and with skin this is really cool. So obviously we can change the color of the skin right now, which will also change the race of the character, and you can see how everything just blends in seamlessly. It's absolutely fantastic. This is some really cool stuff going on here. Alright, and then we have this texture slider, and this just adds different types of skin textures. So you can see there's even some texture maps in here that contain wrinkles and folds and blemishes. So that's really cool that they've added this, and it's just a simple slider. You can change the contrast of the skin as well as the roughness. So if you want to bring in some of that specularity, you know, maybe make the skin look a little bit oily, then you can do that as well. You can even add some freckles on our character just by simply left clicking and selecting some freckles. You can choose the density. So just go ahead, play around with the stuff, and you know, just have fun with it. You can left click on there again to get rid of those freckles. And then there's some accents as well. So if you maybe wanted the cheeks to have some more redness on it, you can do that. So maybe this character has been blushing and maybe there's been some more redness in the cheeks, but it's cool. You can even make the skin almost look like dead or like really dried out. Maybe this would work really well with, you know, older characters that have some discoloration in their face, but it's giving you all of this fantastic freedom to create these humans. So now of course you can head over to the eyes and you can choose a different eye color as well. So this is going to apply it to both eyes. But what's cool is if you go to the iris, you can also create two different colored eyes, which is actually known as heterochromia. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's a condition where somebody has two different colored eyes. So you can see over here, you can choose both or left, and maybe one eye is blue like this and the other eye is green. So cool stuff. You can even choose the blend method between radial and structural. I'm not 100% sure what that's doing exactly, but you can see you can also play around with some of the color balance over here for the eye itself. Even the iris size, like there is so much attention to detail that they've put in these eyes. They spent a lot of time making sure that, you know, they wanted to create the best looking CG eyes for a 3D character, because this is what, you know, separates between a really good looking CG character and one that just looks really bad. It's always in the eyes, at least from what I've noticed. So these eyes I think look absolutely fantastic. They've got moisture and all that goodness on it. So you can see you can play around with the sclera as well and adjust some of the brightness. So all of these sliders over here, even the veins, that is crazy. Like rotation on the veins. Man, like they were thinking about everything when they created these eyes. But there we go. So two different colored eyes. I'm actually, you know what, I'm just gonna go back and choose maybe just preset 11 for now. Alright, and then this actually surprised me. You can go to teeth and now you can customize this character's teeth. So you can see I can add some variation on here, which is something that I would definitely do. So this is just making sure, you know, it doesn't look, you know, it's adding some imperfection to the teeth, right? Which I think makes this look a lot more believable. You can even play around with the length of the teeth. But over here, if you play around with these sliders and click and drag on them, you can actually make some really messed up teeth as well. If you just play around with these sliders, you can create some really crazy looking teeth. You can see I can open the jaw. And yeah, so all of these fantastic sliders on here. Even the color of the gums and the teeth and the plaque. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But you can make these teeth look really clean. Or, you know, they've got that buildup of plaque on it over time, which adds some more believability onto the character. So some really cool stuff going on here. And of course, we've got a makeup category as well. So if you want to add some makeup on your character, you can do exactly that. Play around with some of the roughness, add some more specularity, or, you know, make the makeup look, have like a very matte finish to it. You can see there's even a metalness slide over here. And of course, the same applies for the lips. So reduce the roughness, it'll make it look more glossy, or you can create that matte finish with the lipstick. So you can see we've got a dedicated hair category as well. And for those of you that know about 3D hair, it's really time consuming to create. It's actually quite difficult to do as well. So I have a lot of respect for grooming artists out there. I've done hair myself using ZBrush and Fiber Mesh, and you can also use Maya's XGen, and there's Ornatrix as well to create CG hair. But over here, they've built this library for you, and the hair looks absolutely fantastic. The library is not massive, but the hair that they have included looks really good. So let's see what she actually looks like with a different hairstyle. So let's try this long messy hairstyle. So I'll just select that, and there we go. So really cool. You can see the quality of this hair is really fantastic. And then this salt and pepper slider, just think about hair, you know, that's starting to age. So it just brings in some gray hair as well. So really fantastic, where you can make the hair completely gray. So I really like the slider. You can also decrease some of the roughness, you know, to make it a little bit more shiny, or increase it as well. And you can obviously change the overall color of the hair over here, if that is something that you are going for. Now from this color slider, I'm not exactly sure how this is working, because there's no other colors that you can actually choose. I see it's just based off melanin and redness. I thought when it said color, like you could just choose any color that you wanted, like red or blue hair, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But anyway, that's what she looks like with blonde hair. So yeah, there we go. That is the hair category. It's absolutely fantastic. The quality of the hair that's included over here looks really good. And I'm really happy that they've included this, because CG hair is extremely time consuming and can be quite difficult to do. You can see we've got some eyebrows as well. You can choose different eyebrows or remove them entirely if that's what you want. Same applies for the eyelashes. You can put some big eyelashes on your character if you want to. Alright, put a beard on your character. It's up to you, right? They're not going to stop you from doing that. And yeah, you can put a mustache on your character as well. And now the last category is the body type. So I can click on that, and you can choose to either have a short, average, or tall metahuman. And you can choose whether you want them to be plumpy, athletic, or, you know, skinny. It's completely up to you, whatever you're actually going for with your character. So that's pretty cool. And there we go. So you can also go to tops. So you can see the library is quite small right now. We've only got a shirt, sweater, and a hoodie. So this obviously is going to grow over time. But it's cool that we've got these, you know, just some basic clothing that we can apply onto our character. You can change the color of that as well to whatever you want it to be. Alright, but I'm gonna, let's see, what was that on? Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll just make that white. And same, you can put change the different types of pants that are on your character. So again, really small library right now. But again, this is just the beginning of Metahumans. I'm sure this library is going to be massive one day, with just a huge variety of different clothing I would personally love to add some clothing to this library, you know, using Marvelous Designer, adding my own garments onto these metahumans. So we'll see as time progresses, and you can see there's some shoes over here as well that we can choose. Right, so there is our metahuman. So right now it is quite basic. There isn't too much that we can do in, you know, this program right now, but it's so cool to see where things are going with these characters, and just the level of quality that's being produced is absolutely fantastic. Let's see what this last animation was. Body technical. So she'll start doing some stuff. Okay, she starts looking at her body. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's maybe leave it on the body camera right now. So really cool stuff. I can't wait to see what people are going to start doing with these metahumans. So if you've got a Rococo suit, you know, adding your own mocap data to these metahumans, or if you're using an iPhone and you can record some facial animation as well. The possibilities for generating these really believable looking human CG characters is going to unlock a whole new world of possibilities and creativity. Right, so once you're actually done, you can just click over here and you can give this character a completely new name. But I noticed once that's done, I think it's automatically just saving this to the cloud. So even if I just click on my metahumans and I go back to the metahuman creator or the starting point for metahumans, you can see it automatically saves it over here to my metahumans. So now I can go ahead, you can see delete or edit selected if I wanted to go back into that project file. Okay, so once you're done in metahumans, you just need to open up your Quixel Bridge, update Quixel Bridge, and then you'll gain access to this metahumans category. So here's all the presets that we saw on the metahumans cloud-based website. And then you can see we've got my metahumans as well. So everything we were doing on the cloud was being saved and updated immediately, and it was being sent over to Quixel Bridge as well. So here's that character Bernice, and I actually downloaded this at 2K resolution, and this file size was 907 megabytes. So obviously on 8K that file size is going to be a lot larger, and I think it also depends on the level of detail you're using on the character as well. But there we go. So you can download that, and then you can see there's export. But you can see there is a limitation that says this asset can only be directly exported to Unreal Engine and Maya. So for now we cannot export this to any other programs, but obviously remember this metahumans is still in development, so they will add support for other programs later on, because all of the other, you know, objects in Quixel Bridge that have been scanned, you'll see if I go to my export settings, you can actually export this to 3D Studio Max, to Cinema 4D, to Blender. So it's got that bridge support for those objects, and I'm sure that they'll add the support later on for the metahumans, and that's what I'm really excited to check out when that eventually gets added. And I'll definitely be updating this video again with that entire pipeline, going to maybe Cinema 4D or Blender. But for now, it's only, you can only use your metahumans in Unreal Engine and Maya. But it's still cool that you can still export this out and give them a try in a different package, 3D package. Alright, so there we go. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction, you know, in case you've never opened or used metahumans. So go ahead, you can head over to Epic Games, you can request access to use metahumans as well, so you can give it a try. And I just wanted to show you what it's capable of. You can see there's a lot of different features and sliders that you can adjust with the characters themselves to add a lot of variation, which I think is really, really cool. So they're giving us a fantastic tool to use, and I think we should really be excited about this, especially if you're the type of person that needs to use really believable looking CG humans with your animations or your games. And they've created this tool for us, so I'm really excited to see where this goes. There's obviously a lot that they can still add to metahumans, and a lot that they are going to add. So this is just the beginning, and I think it's off to a fantastic start. So let me know what you think down in the description below. What do you think about metahumans? Will you be using it personally? I actually might replace this with Dash Studio, but I want to see how this is going to be integrated and used in other 3D programs as well. So I want to see how that pipeline is going to work. But the end results of these characters look absolutely superb, and there's so much customization when it comes to the face itself and adjusting those features. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the description, in the comments below. What do you think about metahumans? Alright, so as always guys, I truly appreciate the support on this channel so much. You are super awesome. Stay tuned for some more videos and tutorials, and goodbye.